in
Yeah,
Oakland.
no question about it. I mean, this team is really good. They're really good at home. I mean, they have talent on both sides of the football, and it's going to be a difficult place to win. I mean, there's anybody who had an opportunity to see that game last week with Carolina and Oakland. I mean, they find ways to win, and that's what good teams do. I mean, they find ways to win. They create opportunities for themselves.
They right now have the best record, along with the Patriots, best record in the NFL. I mean, and they are hot. But Bills are hot in their own way. Talk about last week. Your thoughts on the Jacksonville game?
Yeah, I mean, certainly they did some good things in the second half. I mean, in the first half they really struggled offensively, and we talked about it all week. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a really good team. I mean, I know they're 2-9 now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but they have a lot of talent on both sides of the football, and they're just they're kind of a couple picks away from being a really good team, and they gave the Bills all they could handle in the first half, and then the big punt return at the end of the first half, and it kind of gave him a spark, and then he came out in the second half to get the huge run by LaShawn McCoy. So finally, the running game got on track, and there were some good plays across the board. Defense started to settle down a little bit in the second half to play better as well, and came up with some big stuff. I mean, Justin Hunter, I haven't talked about it much, but I mean that's as good a catch as you're going to see. The way he forced his body and that touchdown reception was fantastic. It was a really good throw in a tight window by Tyrod, and an outstanding catch by him. So they came up with some plays in the second half when they needed to come up with them. But they're going to have to play equally well, and they can't, if they don't play better in the first half next week. I mean, they'll find themselves down by 10, 14, 17 points to Oakland, and if they do that, it's going to be tough to recover on that team.
What do they have to do? I mean, Rex Ryan is notorious for getting into stuff that other coaches really don't kind of play around with. He likes to get into the heads of players and teams. Is he playing any head games at all this week? Is he doing anything?
It's just a little friendly psychological warfare.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't know that he's done anything. I think he's just telling his guys, you just got to compete on a daily basis, and you got to, you got to go out there and you got to prepare the right way, and you got to compete. But he tries to do that at times, I think, and it's been a lot less here in Buffalo than it was, I think, in New York. Although the New York media may have hyped it up just a little bit. But again, and those guys like playing for him. Marcel Darius played his best game of the year, and was a force on defense, and that's something that they need to have happen. The secondary has had a healthy rotation of guys that are in there, with Kevon Seymour getting a lot of playing time, and Corey White as well. So I mean, that's anytime you can have a healthy rotation like that, it's really good, because you have you have multiple guys making plays, and they seem to settle down and defend a lot better, and require teams to work offensively to score points. And when you do that, you have an opportunity to win games.
McCoy in this weekend, but boy, it's tough to not have Robert Woods in the game.
Yeah, and he was playing really well, and played really well in arguably his best game as a pro in Seattle, and then was playing really well in Cincinnati before the injury. So it's unfortunate. I think that the prognosis is pretty good. It seemed like it was a sprain, and not something that's going to cause some long-term ramifications for him. But every time it's kind of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I mean, you get Sammy back, but now you lose a guy who's been very effective, and a guy who blocks exceptionally well for the running game from the receiver position, and that's a huge benefit to the Bills' running game, which is still ranked first in the NFL. But you need those guys to get up on defensive backs and provide opportunities at the second level. So it hurts to have him. I don't know if Percy Harvin will be available this week or not, but Marquise Goodwin and company, and Justin, and those all those guys, and Brandon Tate and Sammy. I mean, when those guys are healthy and Tyrod's being decisive like he was last week, I think they can put some things together offensively.
All right, Mark, listen, we appreciate your time. Mark, of course, color commentator on the radio games. Sometimes you turn off the TV audio and you put on the radio audio.
Sometimes.
You always do that. It is a requirement.
You always do that.
Yeah. Good stuff. Mark, thanks so much. Have a great week, and go Bills.
Okay, guys, have a great day.
All right, Mark Kelso from Buffalo Bills.